Alright guys, I'm back with another video. Today I was going to work and my driver's side window on my 1993 Grand Marquis would not roll up, so I'm gonna start digging into that. Whatever this video is called was the issue. Better get to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take off the door panel. Screw here, screw down there. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be other stuff that has screws behind it, probably behind here. This is probably gonna need to pop out, and it looks like that's been taken out before. All right, well, that's a start. So I took out that first screw. I took out that screw. There's screws behind here, and I'm gonna guess there's gonna be screws back here. I'll probably have to pop this off the screwdriver. Okay, so I took out these screws on the door. There's one behind each of those. And if you take a screwdriver in here, this thing just pops right out. I'm fairly sure that's gonna have to come off sooner or later. And I guess since we already pulled this out, we can go ahead and unplug these. Just take this off. There's two screws back here on each of these. Take those off. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through this real quick. Screw there. That's the top of the door. Take those two. Take this off. That's with the screwdriver. There's a screw back here. Screw back there. This thing just clips out. There's two screws on this switch that you have to unscrew in order to take this off so it'll slide off the door. And there's also that clip that clips onto that you need to take apart, and then just lift from the bottom and the door panel will come off. Okay, and once you got the door off, you need to unplug this light and unplug these two switches. One's for the gas and one's for the trunk. But I'm gonna unplug those and then I'll be back. Again, those two switches and that light. Okay, so we disconnected this, and I was actually wrong on this. This screws in just like a regular headlight, so this actually just turns right out and it pops out of the socket. Anyways, now you're down to the bare panel. Okay, we're here now. Next thing you want to do is remove this speaker. I'm pretty sure it's going to be either the window regulator or the window motor that's bad, or maybe it fell off the track. But go ahead and remove that speaker. 4 screws on the outside. If you take, or actually there's only 3 screws on the outside. If you take off these 4, that's actually just going to take off the cover to the speaker. Take off these 3, that actually mounts that to the door. And then I'm sure there's going to be a connector that we have to remove from the speaker. That's the speaker. That was actually the connector to the speaker. But you literally just pull that out. Lift up the tab on this side, obviously, and pull it out. Easy to do. Then set your speaker to the side. So I was able to hit this switch and wiggle the window a little bit, and it started going up. It makes me believe that something came off the track or something is not functioning. Something's obviously out of alignment. Anyways, actually I think I found the issue. If you look at this side, that part right here looks like it came off the track. Don't know how I'm gonna fix that yet, or if I'm gonna have to remove the window. But I think the regulator and the motor is actually fine on this. So the next thing I ended up doing was popping this loose. Just stick a screwdriver underneath here, just pop it out. Give us access from the top. See if anything's rubbing. This is the noise I keep hearing. No idea what it is yet. So I thought it was the window motor, but it ended up being these. I think somebody worked on this before. Obviously somebody worked on it before. Some fucking dumb inbred. There used to be a pop rivet there, I believe, like that. But instead of punching that out and drilling those out real lightly, they hammered it out and then and probably use an oversized drill on it. I'm probably just gonna put a screw on that to keep it in place, screw in a nut. And then these tracks, I don't know if you can see it that well. Okay, there's a track just like this on the inside of here. You know what, I'll pop this off real quick so you can see. So I guess just show you how to do this real quick. There's one screw. This is a door handle, by the way. There's one screw under there. I already took it out. And then you literally just put a screwdriver back here and pry it forward. And then it literally just wiggles out of place. You're actually gonna have to remove this. Turn that sideways and slide it off. That's your door handle. And then this thing just slides out of the way. You can just slide that back into the door. Okay. But some fucking idiot popped that out and didn't replace it. Those are pop rivets. Those are things that keep the track in place on your window. Fucking inbreds. But I'm gonna lightly drill that out. By the way, there's a plastic piece in there, but you lightly drill that out. You can put a screw and a nut on both sides. It essentially does the same thing as a pop rivet, but without all the extra bullshit. Anyways, I'm also gonna go to the hardware store and see if they have a new cover for this, because this thing's kind of fucked. But as you can see, my window is kind of working now. But it's still sliding off the track. You can actually see that up here. That has a gap. That doesn't have a gap. That's actually the track it's supposed to be sitting on. Anyways, once I mount this into place on both sides, it should be good. So this is what the pop rivet looked like. They punched out the front, the center of that one. That's still in place though, so I think that's the only thing actually holding the window in place. This one was not in place. The window was actually loose. Actually, oh yeah, actually you can, yeah. That's actually what I was doing before. I had to finish drilling that and tapping that off, or drilling that out. Just do it slowly. This glass is actually pretty strong, so it won't break as easy as people think. That's the end of that was actually that piece of the pop rivet that I drilled out. Like I said, just do it slowly, go up in size, and it'll come right off. And then you can replace them with pop rivets or screws and nuts. If you use screws and nuts, don't over tighten it, you'll break the glass. So I ended up finding a bunch of shavings inside here that weren't new. Some have rust on them, and I think that's where that is. I don't know about any other ones that have been punched out, or any other pop rivets that have been punched out, but somebody did some sketchy shit. Anyways, I finished drilling that out. Make sure you line those holes up correctly, and make sure it's on the track correctly, and make sure it's on there tight. After you get this one in, start drilling this one out, and then get that one, get a bolt in that. Probably best to do a pop rivet, but I don't have pop rivets. So this little white thing is actually the thing that your track's held on to, or that your glass touches, so it's not bare metal on your glass. Anyways, need to hammer out that end of the pop rivet. People are fucking idiots. Okay, so just to recap, I'm gonna have to drill this one out also, but this pop rivet, oh, I gotta remove this shit again. I had to run to this hardware store and get hardware, but this pop rivet actually came out of place. These guys are fucking idiots, whoever worked on this the first time. Anyways, I don't even think I have to drill that one. I think even though they punched out the center, I think it's still gonna stay in place. Anyways, I'm gonna put a nut and a screw and washers on that. Remember, if you're doing it this way, don't over tighten it, because you will break the window. So I installed a washer on each side with a nut and a bolt just long enough to fit through that. And we in there like swimwear, baby. So I installed a nut and a washer just big enough to fit through that. I left the pop rivet alone because it's hanging on, and now we in there like swimwear. So if your window is not rolling up and it's kind of like, when I rolled it down, this would kind of have a crack right here. Every once in a while it would tilt the wrong way. So if you're having that issue, more likely it probably just fell off this section of the track system for the window. And these are aluminum pop rivets. And I replaced that other one on the other side with the washer and a nut. I tried to fit a pop rivet gun in there, but I couldn't fit it through this hole to latch on or go all the way through. Anyways, better than taking apart the entire window. And it works again. Sorry, it keeps shorting out because I don't have the thing clamped down together to hold this thing together. Other than that, it works though. I'm not fucking with it. I'm not taking out that entire window. This is just a quick fix. If it comes off the track, I'll put it all back together now. So I'll kind of be racing against time. It's about to get dark to get this all back together, but it shouldn't take too long. So as long as you kept all your hardware, it should be fairly simple. First thing I'm gonna do is put the seal back on the window. Same way you took it off. Slide it into place. Connect your speaker, put your speaker back. Now your door handle. Think about which way you're going to open your door. Mine opens like this. That's just where you want to put it back. Clip it back into place. And put the screw back. Whoopsie, wrong screw. As long as you kept track of your screws, it should be fairly simple. By the way, this vapor barrier, I wasn't the one that fucked it up. I just finished tearing it apart. But normally you just peel back the vapor barrier and start putting all that back. Connect your fuel cap door and your trunk button. 2 clips on the bottom. Put your light back in the door. If not, it's not going to be there when you open the door. It's just going to be inside the door, not giving you any light. Clip it back into place, and then pull your switch through the door panel. Wrong spot. remember how you took this off? You started from the top. Then there's 2 screws behind each of these. Well, 1 behind each of these. Motherfucker. Screw up here. Screw down here. I feel like there's one more screw I'm missing. I can't remember where it is. Plug this back in. That's your mirror switch. And then plug this back in. Oh. And there's 2 screws under here. And put all your wires back into place. Oh, I'm missing one thing. Push all your wires back in. This thing will clip back into place. And then put this back. I hope this saved everybody a little bit of time, a little bit of money. If it did, subscribe to the channel. If it didn't, subscribe to the channel anyways. I'm out.